Welcome back to PokemonKing.com's Wi-Fi YouTube battle segment. We have another battle with our NU team today. This is our second battle. We did win the first one, so if we win this one or the next battle, this team will go on to the website, PokemonKing.com, for you to try out yourself. Remember, subscribe every 2 weeks, the 1st and 15th of every month. We will give away a free copy of Pokemon Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire to a lucky subscriber, so watch for that. With that out of the way, we are going to be battling our friend Kanye today. I never thought I'd be saying my friend Kanye, but there it is. Also of note, we got this fancy new microphone in today, so hopefully my voice is a little bit clearer for you out there in listener land. Let's take a look at both of our teams. I'm going to switch to upper and lower so you can see both of our teams, and quickly snag a picture of my opponent's team for my reference during the battle. Okay, so he looks like he has a pretty solid team. One thing I look for that I haven't mentioned yet in the battles is their defensive cores. And typically, defensive cores are what you build your team around. A good one is Fire, Water, Grass, which he does have here with the Pyroar, the Go-Goat, and the blue fish thing that's there. I don't remember what it's called. Gosh, that's killing me that I can't remember. Looks like Wormadam G, Audino, possibly Mega, and that useless Rock and Bug type Pokemon that I also can't remember the name right now. Anyway, I'm bringing Skidlid, the Girder, Festivus, the Jumpluff, Tico, the Standard Rotom, no form, Bedrock, the Crustle, Please Kill Me, the Barbaracle, and Typhlosion, the or April 29th, 1992, the Typhlosion. Looking at common weaknesses my opponent has, I see 3 weaknesses to ground and only 1 resist. So we'll try to take advantage of that. Additionally, looks like a couple fire type weaknesses. So we'll keep that in mind during the course of the battle. Here we go. Gonna switch the display back to the upper screen. I lead with the Crustle, which is my standard lead on this team. It is a suicide Crustle. Its purpose is to get up entry hazard and hopefully take out one thing before it goes down. He does start possibly anticipating that I would lead with the Crustle with his Lantern. There's the name, Lantern. That is a Lantern. And I'm guessing the Scald is going to come through. I'm really tempted to do the knockoff. Because looking at his team, am I going to need him for anything else? I think aside from setting up Stealth Rocks and hopefully more hazards, this is all I need my Crustle for. So with that knowledge, I don't think a Scald will take me out. So we're going to go with the Stealth Rock. The Weak Armor boost will make us faster for the next turn, and we can possibly knock off his item before we go out. So the Stealth Rock does come through. We are faster right off the bat, so this is definitely a bulky defensive. Okay, so he goes with the Thunder Wave. I think he was probably expecting us to switch at that point. Either that or he wanted to paralyze me to make sure that he was faster even after the weakness policy. Not weakness policy. Yeah, the weakness policy, that's what it is. Even after weakness policy goes off. So, after setting up Stealth Rock, I think I'm just going to try to knock off his item before I switch out with the Scald coming through. Volt Switch comes through. So we're going to knock off an item. Unless the Mega Audino comes through, we are going to knock off an item. I'm cool with anything coming in at this point. We're going to get rid of an item no matter who comes in, and everything on his team appreciates having its item very much. The Wormadam comes through. Wormadam? Okay, so we're paralyzed and can't move. I have to look this up. Does Wormadam learn Rapid Spin? Because that will definitely change what I want to do in this situation. Wormadam. Bulbapedia. I always recommend having Bulbapedia open in a tab when you battle. Some people say that you should just go based on what you know. I say that's ridiculous. You should use any resource you have at your dispatch because your opponent has the exact same resources. If they want to look something up, they can. It's not like I'm, you know, it's not the same as knowing his sets or knowing what he's gonna do because I have like a wiretap on his phone or something. It's not like that at all. It's just getting more information. So let's see if he knows Rapid Spin. He does not, so I'm gonna stay in. I'm not worried about really anything that he's gonna do to me. And also I still don't need my Crustle for anything. So I'm just gonna set up some spikes. And Wormadam's gonna go for Stealth Rocks of her own. I'm still paralyzed. That's Pokemon though. What are you gonna say? 25% chance to be fully paralyzed. So that means to get it twice in a row. To remain fully paralyzed twice in a row, that's 25% times 25%, which is 7.5% chance of that happening. So that's too bad. We're just gonna keep going for spikes though. It doesn't change my course of action. I think he might switch at this point. As long as he doesn't bring in something that's going to try to set up, I think I'm just going to stick it out with the Crustle, get down as many hazards as I can, since he lacks a Rapid Spinner or a Defogger on his team. Took that really well, actually. Actually, now that I look at it, his Armaldo, I remember the name of that Pokemon now, probably does have Rapid Spin. But the good news is we do have something for him. We do have the Rotom. Electric Ghost type Pokemon to block the Rapid Spin. So with the weakness policy going down, I think I'm just going to go for another layer of spikes. I like the idea of entry hazards against his team because he has a lot of things that are weak to him. It's going to eliminate his ability to switch and pass swishes off with the Audino. Okay, so we didn't even get off another layer of spikes now that I'm looking at it. We did get taken out by the Wormadam's Earthquake. At this point, I think it would be very prudent to go into Typhlosion, right? I think Typhlosion is the right move. We're going to go into Typhlosion. And we are going to get some Stealth Rock damage, which is fine, because we're going to use those rocks, hopefully, to our advantage in this battle. Pyro is the obvious switch in here, because he's definitely anticipating the Fire-type move. Either that or the Lantern. So we're going to go for Extra Sensory, because I think it'll hit both of those hardest. I do have Hidden Power Grass, but that would be... Okay, so he's going to Protect, which is a good move on his part, because this gives him the ability to scout what I'm choiced as. Odds are he's going to stay in now. Odds are he's going to stay in an Earthquake. So I have to switch. I have to switch to something. And I'm going to switch... This guy's good. This is a much better battle. It's going to be a lot tougher. I think I want to switch into Festivus almost. Because the Go-Go is going to... Yeah, I'm going to go into Festivus. Because I think his team isn't going to appreciate much of what I can do to him. He'll be immune to the Earthquake, which is coming, obviously. Okay, so he's going to switch. Don't like that. Don't like that. Audino does come through. So this gives us the ability to possibly go for a Sleep Powder, barring the Protect. I'm going to Sleep Powder. If he does Protect, at that point I'm going to anticipate a switch into the Go-Go. And with that information, I'll go for a Swords Dance on the switch. Otherwise, I'm going to put him to sleep, and I'm going to Swords Dance up on the switch. Because this guy right here, this Jumpluff Festivus, is a terror in NU. It outspeeds his entire team, and after a Swords Dance, he can do a lot of damage. So after the Sleep Powder, we're going to have free range to go for a Swords Dance on the switch. If he doesn't want to switch, fine by me, we'll stay in. We'll stay in and possibly grab a second Swords Dance. He is going to withdraw, which is fine. No matter what he brings in, we have a good move. And he is going to bring in the Rapid Spinning Armaldo, who takes a lot of damage right there. Armaldo is Rock and Bug, right? So, is he weak to Grass or neutral to Grass? I think he's neutral to both of my attacks. I have Acrobatics and Seed Bomb, and I think he takes neutral damage from both. Again, I'm looking it up. Damage normally by Grass. and by flying. So acrobatics is the stronger move, so we're going to go for that. Hopefully it takes him out. It does, so we will not be able to get off a rapid spin. Like I said, this jump bluff, if you're playing an NU, people don't see jump bluff as a threat, but it really is a huge threat. It can do a lot of damage after a swords dance, and odds are your opponent is going to think right off the bat that your jump bluff is a defensive Pokemon. Simba comes out. Pyroar. What are you running? If you're running a choice scarf set, then I should not stay in, I don't think. I should not stay in if he has the choice scarf because he will outspeed me. If he does not, acrobatics should be able to KO from this range. Is choice scarf Pyroar a thing, and would he be running it? It is a thing, and it is pretty standard too. So with that information, he definitely has to go for a fire type move, which I think gives me free range to switch into, please kill me, the Barbarical? No, I don't. I switch into Typhlosion as the move. We're going to switch into Typhlosion to take any fire type attack he's going to throw at us. I'm thinking that was the right move. He is going to Hyper Voice. So that's definitely going to be bad news, because we just gave away our Typhlosion. So we know he is now locked into Hyper Voice. He is locked into Hyper Voice. So I think it's a good time to go into Tico now. And just try to do some damage with some Shadow Bows or Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts. I think we're going to Shadow Ball, because if the Audino comes in, we can switch. Even though he's immune to it, he is asleep, so we'll have an opportunity to switch out. Thinking the Audino is going to come in, otherwise the Lantern is another possibility. Is going to be the Lantern. Going to get the spikes and stealth rock damage, which is good news. And after the Shadow Ball is especially bulky Pokemon, doesn't do very much damage. So that was in fact the right switch in. So what do I do now? At this point I have to switch out. That much is clear. That much is clear. I think I go back into Festivus and threaten with the Seed Bomb. Stealth Rock damage, I'm really regretting not having a Rapid Spinner on my team. Gonna use the Heal Bell. Gonna use the Heal Bell to wake up a Pokemon. I think that I'm going to go straight for the Acrobatics, because he's going to switch, and I think he's going to switch either into the Pyroar or the Go-Go, anticipating either a Seed Bomb or a Sleep Powder, or a Swords Dance. And no matter how you slice it, the Pyroar I think is going to come in, because he would enjoy bringing the Pyroar in on a Swords Dance, he would enjoy bringing the Pyroar in on a Seed Bomb, or the Go-Go could come in. And either one of those will take a lot of damage from Acrobatics. So I'm going to go for the Acrobatics. He stays in! Great play by my opponent. I don't know what he was thinking there, but it was a good play. It was actually a great play. Because now, now what do I do? I really put myself into a corner with that move. Because he can bring the Pyroar in and threaten the Hyper Voice, no problem. And I'm going to have to let the Jump Bluff go, I think. Pyroar does come back in. This will be the last chance he gets to switch back in, I think, after Stealth Rock and Spike damage. So he can't switch out again. Jeez. What is my HP at? 39 times 2. So I do have enough hit points left to switch out and come back in. If I wanted to. And I think I want to. Because I think I want to switch out into Tico. I think I want to switch out into Tico to take the Hyper Voice. What? I'm still not familiar enough with fairy type. What is it super effective against, and what is it weak against? Okay, so poison and steel, don't have either of those. And it's super effective against fighting, dark, and dragon. But it's neutral against ghost. So I think I can switch into Tico here. And take one, hopefully, and throw out a Shadow Ball. Oh, it doesn't affect ghost. Really? What? Is Hyper Voice normal? I thought it was fairy. I'm learning something new every day. I'm learning something new every day. Please don't hold it against me in the comment section. Still learning the metagame. So, knowing that, he has to switch. I think this is a good chance to go back into Festivus. No, it's not. I have to wait till the Pyroar is gone. No, I don't. I don't. I don't because he has to switch. He has to switch right now. So, I think he is going to go into something. I think he's going to go back into the Lantern is what he's going to do. Because he saw he was able to bulk both of those attacks really well. And I'm going to go out into my dun-dun-dun-dun, Skidlid to threaten the Lantern. He is choiced. I'm glad I made that assumption early in the battle because otherwise he would have switched up his moves. Now that is going to be a dead Simba. Dead Pyro when he comes back in, which is good. Also, the Lantern, if it switches back in, is also going to go down. So now I'm thinking my best move is to go for the Drain Punch. What would he bring in? Nothing that will resist it. Nothing that will resist it. He could protect. I'm just going to go for damage because I like our position right now. I'm going to go for the Drain Punch. He is going to Volt Switch out, possibly into the Mega Audino. Actually, not Mega yet, just standard Audino. But he could be coming out. Could be bringing in the Audino. Go-Go, not going to appreciate the Drain Punch. Is going to bring in the Go-Go. We'll get Drain Punch off. So that's good news. Let's see how much damage it does. After the spikes and Stealth Rock damage. Lots of damage. Lots of damage. I think he's forced to, at this point, go for the Horn Leech. And I'm okay with that, because that means I'll get a free bulk up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bulk up, and all the damage that I take from the Horn Leech, and then possibly the second Horn Leech the next turn, I can get back with the Drain Punch. And the more damage he saps for me, the more health he recovers, the more health I can recover from the Drain Punch. He's going to go for the Milk Drink. That's okay. I didn't expect it to happen. I thought he was going to go for the Horn Leech. But it does give me the free bulk up. And it actually brings me an opportunity to do a second bulk up. But in case he is running Roar or something cheeky like that, I'm just going to go for the Drain Punch just to be safe. Or do I want to go for Knockoff? I'll Drain Punch. Drain Punch is the safe play right now. Okay, so he's going to bulk up too. How about that? It looks like we're both going to be bulking up. The question is, will my attack go up faster than his defense? And the answer right now looks like yes. Will 2 Mach Punches take him out? I think they will. Should I just knock off? I'm going to knock off whatever item he has. That's what I'm going to do. He's going to Horn Leech. That did a ton of damage. It's a crit! That is a critical hit, too. Critical hit. That's not good. Gonna knock off the Life Orb, which is good. And also we see that the Mach Punch will still possibly KO because it's the same base power. No, it's not. I don't think it will. But he has to go for an attacking move because I'm gonna go for the Mach Punch. Mach Punch, and then whatever comes in, even if he takes out my Skidlid, can take him out from the range he is at currently. No milk drink. Oh, he goes for the milk drink. Ah, that was a bad play. I could have went for the drain punch. I think he's going to milk drink up again. Or he's going to horn leech. I'm in a bad position. I'm not going to lie, you guys. I think I have to drain punch. That crit. That was a bad crit. That critical hit really changed the game for me. If I lose, it's going to come back to that. He is going to horn leech. Let's see if it KOs. 1! We live on 1 hit point. Oh my god, that is huge. How much damage is this going to do? How much are we going to get back? Enough to put him into KO range from Mach Punch. Enough to KO him with a Mach Punch, I think. I think we can KO with a Mach Punch from this range now. We have to try. We have to... Actually, I think I should just go for the Drain Punch in case he milk drinks again. Oh, this is a tense battle. This is the best battle we've had so far, and I'm loving it. I'm just going to go for the Drain Punch. I think I can live another Horn Leech based on how much the last did. I do with 8 this time, so great. Great. That means we are in much better position. If his Go-Goat would have survived, with the +1 on the defense, I don't think I could have KO'd with any of my... I don't think I could have one-hit KO'd with either of the Pokemon that could outspeed him still, the Jump Fluff or the Tico. So that definitely saves me at least one of those Pokemon. Plus the Girder is still in the match, threatening the Mach Punch. No matter what comes in, even if it's faster. Florence does come in now. And what is he going to want to do? I feel like my best move right now is just Drain Punching. Even with the obvious... Even though I think it's fairly obvious that he is going to Mega Evolve right now, and then possibly resist the Drain Punch, well, it'll be neutral. It'll just be neutral. So we're just going to go for the Drain Punch. Is going to Mega Evolve, like we thought he might. And what does that mean? What does Mega Audino like to do? He likes to Dazzling Gleam. So I should have seen that coming. That's going to KO. So the bad news is, Skidlet is down. The good news is, however, I think we have an opportunity to sweep with Festivus at this point. As long as Sleep Powder does not miss, which it very well could. I should never assume what could possibly happen. Live with 2 hit points like we knew we would. So we're going to put the Sleep Powder down on this Mega Audino. That's what we're going to do. And then we're going to attempt to set up a Sword Stance. And hopefully finish off the sweep, because the Pyroar, as we said, will die on the switch. So what is he going to bring in? It's going to be the Pyroar. Going to be the Pyroar, going to go down to the Stealth Rocks. Should have went for the Sword Stance, honestly. Because if I would have went for the Sword Dance, it would have been free. It would have been free, and I would not have to worry about Sleep Powder missing. But I could not risk the Mega Audino going for an attacking move. Because if that would have happened, then we would have just given up our Jump Fluff and possibly the game. Jump Fluff has been the key to our victory. I love you, Festivus. By the way, Festivus is the nickname that I chose because I watch a lot of Seinfeld. I don't know if any of you out there have watched Seinfeld yourself, but there's an episode where George explains his history with his father and his family. And they celebrated a holiday they made up instead of Christmas called Festivus. And it was basically just his dad ranting and raving about how much he hated everyone and how much everyone in his life pissed him off. So it's a jolly, happy time of the year, but at the same time, kind of deceiving, kind of a dick holiday. Thought Festivus was a good nod to Seinfeld and a good nickname for Jump Fluff. Still communicating, so my opponent is really thinking about what he wants to do. Gonna bring out the Wormadam. And I can put this thing asleep. My best thing to do right now is put something asleep. And it's going to be the Wormadam. I think he's just trying to absorb the sleep right... Oh! Overcoat? What is that all about? Overcoat? I thought Overcoat only protected from collateral damage, but you're saying it protects against sleep powder. You learn something new every battle. That puts us in a really can't swear, crappy position. That's a bad position for us now. My only opportunity is to sweep with please kill me. And I'm worried that I will outspeed him, so I can't set up the shell smash. So this is a bit of a problem for us. After the shell smash, I gotta look up Wormadam. Because I think he runs the earthquake. I think he runs earthquake. I have to look it up to make sure. He does. I bet that's his one attacking move too. And you know what else? I bet he is slower than me. With all that information, I have to just go for the Razor Shell. Have to just go for the Razor Shell. And it almost KOs, but not quite. I couldn't risk the stat drop from the Shell Smash because he would have KO'd at that point, as you can see by how much damage that did. So I'm just going to stay in and go for another Razor Shell. Which is unfortunate, because looking at what he has left on his team, the Mega Audino is really going to kill us. Is Mega Audino really NU? I think he brought Mega Audino and... okay, so it is NU. Bummer. That's a great Pokemon for NU, though. Props to my opponent. So we're just going to Razor Shell again, because why not? Okay, so he's going to go out to something. Looks like the Lantern. Looks like the Lantern is going to come in, and I think we're going to KO him either way. So that's okay. I'm cool with that. And he actually threw away... This is a very... Water Absorb. I thought he would have Volt Absorb. Okay. Fine, Lantern. Be that way. So clearly he's going to Volt Switch. So clearly I have to do some damage. I do now know, however, that he does not have... He does not have Volt Absorb. With that information... I'm going to Stone Edge, and even if this doesn't kill, it gives me a shot to come through with Tico with the Thunderbolt and clean up his team. A shot. Not a great shot, because the Mega Audino will probably be able to survive. One way or the other. We do outspeed. The Stone Edge, I think, will kill. And it does. So that's good news. Now we get into a bit of a mind game, because I think the Mega Audino comes out, and it has options. At this point, it can either protect. Protect is an option. Wish is an option. And not Hyper Voice. I can't KO from this range anyway. I think I have to Shell Smash. I'm going to kick myself if he does go for the Hyper Voice. But I don't have a choice because I can't KO from this range. This is tough. I think I have to Shell Smash. Because could go for Wish or Protect, right? I don't think he's going to go for Dazzling Gleam, the attack. I think he's going to try to recover some hit points. Let's try the Shell Smash and see what happens. Come on! Go for Protect or Wish. Wish. It has to be Wish. Please be Wish. No Dazzling Gleam. Oh! Great play by my opponent. Oh, I screwed that up so bad, though. Oh, if I would have just went for the Stone Edge or the Shell Smash or the Razor Shell, we would have had a shot, but we don't now. We don't have a shot unless we can get really hacksy with like some paralysis from the Thunderbolt or something. We don't have a chance. Thunderbolt is not going to do anything to this guy. Oh, wait. Wait a minute, though. Wait 1 minute. Dazzling Gleam does affect us because it's a fairy-type move. At this point, I'm thinking the obvious recovery move, Protect or Wish is coming through. Unless we get a crit. No crit. Is going to Wish. Is going to Protect. Usually I don't like when my opponent does something like this at the end of the game. I would prefer that he would just finish me off, but the safe play here was to go for the Calm Mind or the Wish, and then the Protect as well, because and the Protect does come through, because he had to make sure that he was going to win this game. Like I said, a crit could happen at any moment, so this really is what my opponent was supposed to do. So I'm just going to let him finish me off. If he doesn't kill me this turn, he will next. Okay, so he's going to call mine again. At this point, I am a little bit irritated at my opponent because it's entirely unnecessary. He didn't have to do that. He could have just started doing Dazzling Gleams. So I am going to quit because the game has been lost. And it was already lost. He could have taken the opportunity to beat me, and he didn't. So we're going to DC. So we go to 1-1 with this team. A chance to go to 2-1. Good game, Kanye. That was the best game that I've had so far. I really appreciate it. Didn't appreciate what you did at the end there. If you want to be a good sport, don't do anything like that. If you can finish off your opponent, just do it. There wasn't any benefit to going for that additional Calm Mind. And I'm not just going to sit here and make a video talking about the battle when it's already in hand and my opponent's just milking time. It's just not going to happen. So thank you for the battle once again. Remember to subscribe and like the video. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. 1st and 15th of every month, we give away a free copy of Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire fully loaded. My voice is going. And the likes always help. Leave comments down below suggesting Pokemon that you want to see me use in future battle videos. I will use them. Thanks again, and until next time, take care.